So in this video we are going to be doing a drive right here from Magma Alade in Ibeju Lekki down to our estate which we have in IGBOGUN community, Ibeju Lekki, Lagos, just some minutes drive after La Campaign Tropicana. So we are on the coastal road. This coastal road actually leads to Victoria Island. We connect straight down to Victoria Island as well. So we are on the coastal road presently heading to the Dangote Refinery. We are on the coastal road presently heading towards the Dangote Refinery, and as you can see, the road is started. The road will be expanded. The expansion of the road has actually, the reconstruction and expansion of the road has actually been awarded to High-Tech construction company, but they are yet to start it. Though I learned from reliable sources within the community that they've started taking measurements of the road here and there, but they are yet to start construction itself. So while we are waiting the construction, let me just take you through the road drive on this axis. I had to fasten the drive a little bit so you get to see it doesn't end up being boring, and you get to see every most important part of this road as well. So we are heading towards the Lekki Free Zone right now. The Lekki Free Zone is a place where we have a lot of companies, and they actually have businesses that are totally tax free. We have a lot of manufacturing companies there with businesses that are totally tax free. So by the time the road is reconstructed and expanded, that expansion is actually targeted towards the commencement of the Dangote Refinery, in order not to get this road choked up. So once it is expanded, the development vehicles can easily have access to their different locations expanded, and also another one created which is leading to the Victoria Island. So vehicles can easily make way to their different destinations, especially the trucks. There are a lot of trucks that will be plying this route. Okay, so having said that, remember what we actually have here as CNL GOLDMINE City Phase 1, which is located in IGBOGUN IBEJU Lekki, Lagos, just a minute's drive after La Campaign Tropicana. The CNL GOLDMINE City actually Phase 1 actually has a survey plan, as well as it's a freehold land with a survey plan, and it is presently selling for a launch price of 1.4 million naira per plot, 600 square meters land size. That's the General Hospital of Ibeju Lekki on the other side of the road there. And then the 300 square meters is selling for 800,000 naira per plot. However, we also have other payments, which is the payment for the survey, deed of assignment, and development fee. So having said that, for the development fee, then you get qualified to have your land physical allocation. So our first allocation, and here is the police station in on this Ibeju Lekki axis, right on my right hand side here. Okay, and our first land allocation will hold by May 2022. So which means by May 2022, once we are going to be having our first allocation, your preliminary development levy is going to cover for the perimeter fencing, the gatehouse, the clearing of the site, the clearing of the entire estate, as well as the internal road, paving of the internal road. And this white mansion you are seeing here actually belongs to Pastor Adeboye, of the general overseer of Redeemed Christian Church of Redeemed Church. Yeah, and on that other side is Lekki Free Zone. That's Lekki Free Zone entrance down there. And from the reliable sources within this community, I learned that they've started. Tankers are already here. The tankers have resumed here to start taking petroleum products from the free zone. That is, there is now a depot at the free zone. That's the immigration office beside the free zone down there. And so while the Dangote Refinery is still under construction, they've started supplying petroleum products in the Lekki free zone already. You can only get this from the Comrade of Real Estate, Comrade Neighbourhoods Land. Okay, so we are still on the road leading to the Lekki Deep Sea Port, which we have here. Lekki Deep Sea Port is bound to commence activities, full-time activities, all things being equal, by September 2022. The Dangote Refinery also either by the second quarter of this year as well. So you can see the road drive. So in order to avoid unnecessary traffic gridlock on this axis, the road will be duly expanded to a 5-lane road, so all vehicles can easily have access to their destination on time. And we are going to be having a lot of trucks on this axis due to the refinery and the deep sea port we have on this axis. So definitely activities here is going to rise big time. So which means it is going to affect the activities here. Is going to affect all properties around there positively in terms of value appreciation. In both most especially in the long run. So that is the Dangote Refinery down there on my left hand side. Development is still going on inside. Even with the present ongoing development there, they have lot of staffs, lot of workers working there. If you actually drive on this road from 4-5 p.m. or if you drive on this road, you will see a lot of them coming out. Both their expatriate as well as their casual staff, casual labor, etc. You see a lot of them coming out there full after end of the day's work. So by the time the refinery activities fully get started, definitely there will be lot of influx of people into this area, into this Ibeju Lekki axis of Lagos. Remember, it is on this Ibeju Lekki we have the likes of Eleko Beach, Amen Estate, Campaign Tropicana, the Deep Sea Port, a lot of private resorts as well, which has both that are existing and the ones that are still coming up. And that is the entrance to Dangote Refinery. That is the entrance down to Dangote Refinery. It is occupying hectares of land on this axis, and to my right hand side is the sea down there, which you are seeing in this video. And also on this axis, of Dangote Refinery, we have the Kellogg's, we have the Power Oil makers, we have the Indomie company, and some other couple of companies, the Danomake and some other couple of companies. We already have some banks functioning within this Ibeju Lekki axis. Banks like Stanbic Bank, as well as Access Bank as well. This is where we actually have the likes of Indomie, Kellogg's, Danomake, etc. And on the right hand side is the Deep Sea Port. The Deep Sea Port is what we have on the right hand side. You can see the ongoing construction. That's the Deep Sea Port you are seeing you are watching in this video. You can see the ongoing construction, massive construction ongoing there simultaneously. And by September 2022. With all hands on deck, we expect it to start functioning 100%. So we're still on the drive down to our estate, the CNL GOLDMINE City Phase 1, which is presently selling for 300 square meters 800,000 naira and 600 square meters 1.4 million naira. You can get started with initial deposit of 300,000 naira per plot and conveniently spread your balance up to either 3 months without interest, 6, 9 and 12 months. 6, 9 and 12 months at little interest rather. And you remember other payments are survey deed of assignment and development fee, and by the grace of God we'll be having our first allocation by May 2022. You don't want to miss out on it. For you to be a part of that, you have to complete your payment for land and your documentation, and then you have your land allocation. You remember you can easily put a call through on 070-3446-5109 or 08097391641, and we will gladly help you get started. Or you can also call us on 69232172, and we'll be glad to help you get started. Let me take the numbers to call again. 070-344-65109 or 08097391641 or 070-6923-2172. So on my left hand side is still the extension of Dangote Refinery. Remember, and on the right hand side is still the extension of the Lekki Deep Sea Port. Remember, I told you all these industrial axes actually got hectares of land on this Ibeju Lekki axis of the road. So that is why you still see their fencing stretching downward like this. So by the time, let's now talk about the economic value of investing in a location like this. By the time all this industrial part becomes fully functional, activities here will be so massive, and it will in turn affect the value of lives and property on this axis positively. In terms of economic value of lives and property, standard of living will increase, the value of properties on this axis will increase. There will be more demand for properties on these axis, especially for those that are willing to live close to their businesses, because this is a new area that is going to be having new businesses. You can see those ships there. That's where that on this left hand side is where the Dangote fertilizer entrance is, and you can easily access the other side of Epe through this Lekki Free Zone road. And then we are heading towards where we have the Dangote jetty. We have couple of estates from this drive upward now. And so, as I was saying, it's going to affect the economic value of this area by the time all this industrial area becomes start functioning full time. That is, business activities start moving in here, like something like and some markets are definitely expected to move down here. You can't say, okay, you need foodstuffs and you need to go down to Ilaje, or you go to Elesekon or etc before you get it. New markets will come up in an area like this. Commercial activities will boom up. New markets will come up in an area like this. The tech market, that is ICT market, something like similar to Computer Village, will also come up in an area like this, because it will be quite difficult for people all the way down from here to now go to Ikeja or Kotangora to get computing accessories. So markets like that you are expected to come up here. Commercial activities will boom up big time here, and then a lot of resorts are still going to be coming up on this axis as well. A lot of resorts, commercial activities, and then the influx of people. This axis, that arc you just saw there, is where we actually have the Lekki, the ancestral Lekki town. That was where the former leader, the late leader of the old Western region, was jailed then. That is late Obafemi Awolowo. And you see those ships there, that's where we have the Dangote jetty, that is Dangote private seaport. On the left hand side, there is a College of Education straight down, which we just passed now as well. So by the time all these activities becomes functional, it will affect the value, economic value of properties on this axis in the commercial area as well as the residential area, for the commercial properties as well as the residential properties. So, and then there will be need for people to want to, people will need to organize parties. There will be need for all on this axis. There will be need for there will be need for schools, new schools, modern schools on this axis. There will be need for I've talked about schools, other businesses, commercial activities, hotels, resorts, etc. And this is where we have the famous Campaign Tropicana on my right hand side. And after some minutes, we get straight down to our estate. And this axis is actually called Folu Town. This axis is called Folu Town. So, from Folu, we are heading towards IGBOGUN. So it is in Igbogun we actually have our own estate. On my right hand side, a new market is coming up there now. They actually name it African Modern Market, where you can easily get all African related products. It may be food, it can be African dresses, etc. I'm going to be doing very soon, I'm going to be doing a tour of that new market and do a talk on it for you, our teaming clients, to get to see it and know more about it before anyone. So this axis where we are is still called Folu. We are heading towards Folu Junction, and then from there we navigate to our left towards Ise Road, and it is on that Ise Road we make a right turn into Igbogun, where we have the CNL GOLDMINE City Phase 1. Remember, the CNL GOLDMINE City Phase 1 is still selling we have 600 square meters. This is the left road that leads to Ise, and then we are going to be taking a right turn. As you can see, all these roads are duly tarred, though some of the tarred roads are already getting damaged, just like what we have on Igbogun Road. And to God be the glory, they've started reconstruction of that Igbogun to Ise Road about a month ago, and now they've finished the first phase. So they are about to start with the second phase of the construction as well. You're gonna be seeing everything in this video. This video is so loaded that you don't want to miss it. This video is so full of lot of opportunities for you to say how you can easily. On this axis we have lot of estates. This axis is actually similar to what we have in Igbonla, what is going on in Igbonla, where you have lot of estates, left, right, opposite, center, blah blah blah. So same thing is also here. We have estate right from that Campaign Tropicana straight down to where ours is, and even beyond where our own estate lies. So on this road is actually called Ise Road. We've left Folu axis, and we are going to be taking a right turn to Igbogun Road, where we have our own estate. So remember, the CNL GOLDMINE City is just about 8 to 10 minutes walk away from the beach. It's just about 8 to 10 minutes walk away from the beach. And it is also facing the expressway. This expressway we are on now, this one is just reconstructed with the drainage on the right hand side you are seeing, and the completion will be done, will be attended to immediately in a couple of weeks time as well of this construction. So as I was saying, our estate is actually on this axis of the road, just immediately after the Igbogun Model College. So this is where the road construction
stopped presently, and there are promises that this part are also going to be fixed before 2023. So we hope to see that done, so we can easily have easy drive on this road without having to enter this portal or that portal. And even also on this road, we have we have some couple of companies also, which I'm going to be showing you. This is a we go to a petroleum company straight down on this road as well. So and then this is the on the left hand side is the settlers area, the Igbogun community, where you have large percent of the settlers living there. And immediately after, the community extends in deep inside, and immediately after the community you have the model college, the Igbonla model college, where they have their secondary school and their primary school. And immediately after the college, that's where you have the CNL GOLDMINE City phase 1, which is selling for 600 square meters 1.4 million naira, and 300 square meters 800,000 naira. Initial deposit of 300,000 naira, spread balance up to 3 months without interest, 6, 9 and 12 months with interest. We are going to be having our location by May 2022 by the grace of God. And then other payments are survey, deed of assignment and development fee. So we actually have plans to start with clearing of the site before the end of this month, and this same thing will also hold in our estate in Ibeju simultaneously. So we are actually going to be buckling up, getting activities in place right here, so for people to actually know we mean business, we are not just here. And that's CNL GOLDMINE City up there. This is CNL GOLDMINE City directly facing the expressway. You can see that. Thank you.
Presently, it is now 1.4 million naira per plot, 600 square meters. While the 300 square meters is 800,000 naira per plot. And just like day one there, we are measuring 600 square meters and 300 square meters land sizes. Title, it's a freehold and it has a survey plan. And then community yield, láti ibi tí school yẹn wà láti ibi junction tá ti yàwọ̀ títí tó ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ṣe yẹn títí dé Ògbó ibà. It's called IGBOGUN Abaketa. So Abakeji náà wà, and Abaketa, Abakeji, sure. But this is Abaketa under Abaketa's survey plan. So and then name of the estate is CNL GOLDMINE City. Other payments: survey, deed of assignment and development fee. Survey is 200,000 naira, deed of assignment 100,000 naira, and then the development fee is preliminary development fee is 300,000 naira. And now cover the fencing, which is presently ongoing, the gatehouse, perimeter fencing, the gatehouse, and then the paved road within the estate, as well as plot demarcation, something like that.
That's canopies.
Then plot canopies on each client's plot. So when a client gets his plot allocation, it is once he has completed payment for all these stated fees: land, survey, the deed of assignment, as well as the preliminary development fee. And by the grace of God, we are looking to have our first allocation by May 2022. That's about 2 months or 2 months time, yeah. So, and I want to make payment for stated statutory fees here and the land complete payment. I want to qualify that in the allocation of the now. So that's that about. And the land topography is 100% dry land. What is it called? Beach land. This is how sandy it is. And it's 100% dry land, basically. So that's it. We actually started selling at 700,000 naira for 300 square meters and 1.2 for
600 square meters, and towards this beginning of this month the value price appreciate again to 1.4 and 800 respectively. So kẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀. And then fún àwọn tó bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ lórí site wọn, block industry wà lẹ́yìn lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wa náà níbẹ̀ as well.